Hello everyone, my name is Andrew Bombosher, and today I want to show you guys how to make a steezy bass pluck sound using Reason's subtractor synthesizer. The track that you just heard was from a track that I've been working on for the past couple of years, and I really don't plan on doing anything with it. It's just more of a workout, if anything, but I want to show you guys how to create that steezy deep house bass sound from scratch. So first and foremost, let's go and create a new project. I have one open here, and Control N or File New if you don't know how to. And for time's sake, I did just copy and paste the notes from the previous tutorial over to here to get started real quick. And so let's get into our rack of our new project. Right click in our rack and create a new combinator, and I got one set up here. And then in our combinator, let's right click and create our first instance of the subtractor analog synthesizer. So first and foremost, right click on it and reset the device or initialize patch depending on what version you're using. And to get that nice thick bass sound, we're going to turn it into legato and turn the polyphony down to 1. That way only one note can be triggered at a time, and it'll stay central in the mix, a nice thick sound. So at this point, this is completely up to preference, and this isn't necessarily the right or wrong way to do things. This is just how I like to make this sound. But I do like to set the pitch range to 12, which gives it a full octave range up or down. The filter frequency mod wheel amount I set to 0. I really don't mess with the mod wheel with this patch at all. But again, completely up to preference. You can customize this any way you like to. I just want to kind of give you the foundation of how to make that sound. So if we listen to it now, it's not going to sound anything like we want it to be. Just a nice thin saw wave. So we're going to go into the first oscillator section of the subtractor, and we're going to set it to a square wave. I'm then going to set the phase mode to the subtraction sign or the middle, and then I'm going to set the octave down to 1. And let's see how that sounds now. Again, it's not going to sound like what we need it to yet, but it does sound a little nastier, a little steezier. So let's up the master level up to about 110, and you can hold shift when you're automating these parameters or just adjusting them to make it a little more specific, get the exact number that you want. That way it'll sound a little louder, but it's still not clipping, so that's always good. I'm also going to go into the first filter section here, and I'm going to set the filter 1 frequency to about 43. And again, completely up to preference. Definitely try to mess with different filter frequencies and resonances. I'm going to set the resonance to about 60, and again, mess with it, make it your own. And then I'm going to set the low pass 24 mode on the filter. That way there's more of the lower frequencies being represented. And then if we listen to it now, now we're starting to hear that deep house sound, that nice bass plug sound that is really nice and fat. So we're going to further refine this by going into the filter envelope section here, and we're going to make the filter envelope essentially open the filter frequency just for very, very small, short periods of time to make that pluck sound. So I'll set the filter envelope attack to 0, keep it at 0. I'll set the decay to about 40, so then that way there's a little more of the filter being pushed out when the filter envelope closes it. But then I'm also going to set the sustain to about 61, so it stays open for a little longer. It'll stay open as long as the decay dictates it, as well as the release. I'm going to set the release down to 0. I'm then going to go into the amp envelope and set the sustain all the way up, as well as the decay. I'm then going to up the amp envelope attack to about 8 or 10, just so it doesn't click. Then I'm going to up the release to about 20, call it good. If we listen to it now, It really is starting to sound pretty fat and bassy. The next thing I like to do is go into the velocity section here, and I want the velocity to edit how much the filter envelope affects the frequency. I want to set that to 28, and then that way I can go into the different velocities of the notes and edit them according to taste to give it a little more flavor. So if I wanted these upper notes to be higher in velocity, it'll give it a more plucky sound and it'll open up the filter just that much more. Again, very subtle, but it does do the trick. And another thing you can do, of course, is to mess with the filter frequencies LFO in this section here. So if I wanted, I can set it to this here, and I can sync it, set it to about a quarter rate, and let's make sure that the destination amount is to the filter frequency, and then we'll set the filter LFO amount randomly at 50 just to hear what it sounds like, and you can really start making some cool sounds with this. So again, you just need to experiment with it as much as you possibly can to really get the full effect of what you want to do. But yeah, that's the basic building blocks for creating a nice thick deep house bass pluck, and you can make it yours so it doesn't sound like everyone else's and you'll still sound unique and original. So I hope this video helped, and please give me any and all feedback, comments, likes, concerns, anything. We're all students in this, and I just want to learn from you guys as much as you want to learn from me. Again, hope this helped, and we'll see you next time.